Mi gente, you already know who it is. It's Danny Limelight. And I need all of you to subscribe to According to Woods podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and all other platforms.
What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, and I have an honor and privilege of having Hartford, Connecticut. Hartford, Connecticut, stand up, because your boy is here. He is my stablemate at Prime Athletics. We are sponsored by that wonderful company, as you can see right here. He's the one and only Brendan Behrendt. Brendan, what's going on?
Nothing much. I'm happy to be here. I'm pumped. Thank you for having me.
Dude, I'm pumped to have you because it's funny because you rep Hartford, Connecticut well. When I have wrestling brain, right? Like wrestling and MMA, anything in a ring or a cage. So when you go like Hartford, Connecticut, I'm all like the old XL Center that had WrestleMania 11 with Bam Bam Bigelow and Lawrence Taylor.
You go way back. That's awesome. That's awesome.
There's not much in between the space between my ears, but the stuff that is there is like punchy, kicky stuff.
Yeah. Hey, that's like me with MMA, with, old school Pride and old school UFC and every organization in between, Pancreas, et cetera, et cetera.
Which, I mean, those kind of deep ties into the old school, MMA iterations. Was that what led you to fighting yourself?
Well, I watched the first fight I ever watched was in 2006. It was Tito's third fight with Ken Shamrock, and I watched the entire card. And I'm like, my friend hooked me up to, got me into this. So I'm like, I'm gonna give this a shot, see what it's all about, because he would talk about it constantly. So I watched it, and I'm like, this is so cool. And then Tito came on, and like Tito, you see Tito, I'm like, this guy is badass. This guy is cool. I instantly became a fan of Tito. And then he, smashed Ken, and, called out Chuck getting ready for the December fight. And that was all she wrote. Instantly, I was just a mega fan. I would go to Best Buy. I would buy all the old Pride fights. I looked up Kevin Randleman. I mean, that was another guy. Kevin Randleman, I freaking love him. Mark Kerr, Mark Coleman. I just got into all these guys, all these different guys. Chuck Liddell, Randy. The list goes on and on. Vitor.
That's a pretty good fucking list, good sir, man. That's like the pantheons of like light heavyweight and heavyweight MMA. That's incredible. A lot of people forget, man. Coleman, the marks, right?
Oh,
Coleman,
yes.
Godfather Ground and Pound, and the Smashing Machine, Mark Kerr. I mean,
you ever see that documentary?
Hell yes! How could you not?
I watched that. I've seen that over 20 times probably. Mark Kerr is one of my favorites. He's like, I wish I could be like him. I always say he was like the first real superstar of MMA. Before Tito, it was really Mark Kerr. You watch the documentary and you see him walk out into the Japanese crowd, just the wave, and they just went ecstatic. And it's like 170,000 people cheering his name. He was a superstar.
That was, it would be either be, I think synonymous with Pride is Saitama Super Arena, right? And that's when you think about it, when you talk about Saitama or the Tokyo Dome, right? Those are baseball stadiums. Those are baseball stadiums, indoor baseball stadiums that they pack to the gills with all types of MMA and head kicks and man.
The Pride days were just insane. The Pride days were the best. I have most of them on DVD, most of the Pride events. Now that, I have UFC Fight Pass, it doesn't really matter, but I still physically own the copies, so.
Yeah, no, and it's the same thing, right? Because it's cool to have the copies. Once they're under, once your favorite promotion becomes a little attaché of a global kind of entity, well, sometimes some commentary gets rubbed off, the rights to the music is not there, whatever. So it's good just to
Exactly.
hang on those original copies, because once those go, you're just kind of sequestered to what they're kind of feeding you.
Yeah. I mean, I'll still go to FYE every so often and try to find the old Pride fights, because there's a few of them I don't have. I have most of them. I have all the old ones, and I have, I don't know, it's probably just like 5 that I'm missing that, I would love to just have, just to have the physical copy that you could just throw in the DVD player or the Blu-ray player and just, watch the whole card as if you were, watching it live back in the day.
Oh yeah, living in the days of Pride, which it's kind of funny because shout out to Nash 14gram on Instagram, out of Tucson, Arizona, training with like Anthony Burchank and Mercedes White. But I believe he shared a video on his Instagram page, and his Instagram page is almost like Derek Lewis, like the EOK videos, right? And I think somebody. If it's not Nash, then it's Blake Troop, right? But somebody got head kick KO'd, like head. No, you know what? It was Blake Troop. It was,
yeah.
Yeah, 8-time Naga champion, lights out FC competitor, former title contender. But yeah, it was that, and they're just guys at a bar, somebody talking that jab and whatever.
Yeah.
Dude gets knocked out, still talking ish, and gets a head kick KO. And I was like, that's Pride AF. That's that's what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Our good friend says, "Let's go," says John Parker.
My manager, my boss, Johnny Parker.
Shout out to the boss, man. Yeah, again, primeathletics.com, guys, to get you all types of. I mean, here's the deal. If you are a fighter that might need some direction in your life, Prime Athletics, that's where you go. Also, if you want some cool gear, I'm talking about like those Muay Thai lanyards that look, just impeccable. Again, Prime Athletics. So primeathletics.com.
Yes.
And you can find it right here in the bio of this very video.
Buy their shit.
Yeah, damn right. Buy their shit. Buy their shit. They pay us more. Right on. But also buy their shit. So,
yes.
Yeah. But nah, man. So, those standing under the influence of giants, right? These giants of MMA. And, I mean, did you kind of parlay that into maybe wrestling? Did your...
I never did any wrestling. I should have. There was a lot of things I should have done. Like when I was younger in my teenage years, I would go to, I would go to a few jiu-jitsu gyms, train, do some boxing, with actual, not like the cardio boxing, but like actual boxing. And then I would leave. I was just never, I'd always talk about it, but I never did anything about it. And then I finally did something about it. And I trained for about 6 years between jiu-jitsu, boxing, straight boxing, a little bit of Muay Thai. I never got really good at Muay Thai. I don't know how to, I can't throw a kick. I trained for 4 to 6 years and I still can't throw a kick good. I'm a boxer. I'm a boxer and in jiu-jitsu and trained a lot of wrestling with a lot of state champion wrestlers. I got my blue belt in jiu-jitsu under a great team, under a great coach. I got my blue belt from this man, Marcio Stembowski. I'm trying to think. I believe he is the first non-Gracie to get a coral belt.
Oh, wow.
Now he's married to a Gracie.
Okay.
He was married to a Gracie. He was the first non-Gracie to ever receive a coral belt. Or red belt, however you want to say it. I've been away from the jiu-jitsu game so long, it seems I forget. I haven't been with that team in a while. There's another team that I trained with too that I got a lot of experience from. And now I'm training with, an old friend of mine who's been my friend since elementary school. He's a pro Muay Thai fighter.
Wow.
He's trained out in Thailand, fights out in Thailand. He's making his bare knuckle debut July 16th in BYB. So I'm getting him ready for that. He's been getting me ready for this boxing match. So we've just been doing hard cardio, a lot of sprints, a lot of, fast twitch muscle type workouts, and a lot of sparring. That's like the number, like we talk about, the number one thing, jogging. It's weird because jogging, I tend to veer off when I talk. So if you need to ground me back to where I was, jogging is like one kind of cardio, So when you're doing a sprint, if you're focused on sprints and you're doing sprints, your lungs feel good. And then the second you switch to like a jog, it's a totally different kind of cardio. And then when you switch to sparring, it's like everything else you just did was a complete waste of time, because those sprints and that jogging doesn't help you for a fight. I mean, it helps you stay in shape, but in order for to be in fight shape, sparring and bag work, and obviously grappling and jiu-jitsu, if wrestling and jiu-jitsu if you're going to do MMA as well, kickboxing if you're going to do kickboxing, that's always like number one. Sparring. We've been sparring 20-minute, no time, no rounds, just 20 minutes straight boxing. He's doing bare knuckles, so then we do another 20 minutes bare knuckle. But we've been doing that for months now.
Wow.
For months. We were doing it last year. I was gonna fight in UFL, I believe UFL Underground Fight League with I forget his name. He's a big muscular guy with the tattoos all over his face.
Are you talking
he's
about
out in
Munson?
Virginia.
No, not Munson.
No, not Jeff Munson. No, he's a cool guy. He's out of Virginia, and he has a fight league there. It's kind of like underground, but it's not, because like Jens Pulver has gone there to watch. A lot of fight promoters have gone there, and I was gonna go and fight there, but that didn't happen. And then I got injured last year, so I took a break, and my friend and I went to the BKFC tryouts in Belfast not that long ago, and we got there, we gave it our best, that's where I met John Parker, my now manager. He really opened up the doors for me, gave me he gave me an avenue to go to. I was the last however many years, the last 2 years, I've been calling out all these different fight promotions, calling out fighters, trying to get pro, because I'm amateur. You don't get paid an amateur.
No.
And you're doing the same exact thing. I don't understand the difference.
It's kind of like
my
an
amateur. Yeah.
NCAA, whatever. There was just a big lawsuit in, that basically says, hey, you got to pay these people running multi-million-dollar programs and what have you, But
yeah.
Speaking of, Tiffany says, we're so proud of you, big brother. And Frank Lungs says, you got this, Brendan. And that's from Dustin.
Oh, wow.
But
cool,
speaking
cool.
of John Parker, Little Birdie told me through the wonders of the interwebs, what do we got here?
John, what's up, bro?
Oh, you got me?
Yeah,
there you go.
Johnny Knuckles, mate.
What's up, bro?
What's happening, man?
Oh, it's good seeing you.
I'm just psyched, man. I figured I'd jump in because we were talking bare knuckle and the tryouts and stuff, man.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, this is pretty awesome to see. You're gonna be heading to what, Minnesota, is it?
That's Minnesota. Friday morning, the plane leaves for the weigh-ins that night. Excited.
I'm excited, man. And like I said, for those that don't know, I was there holding the bag for this animal. I know how hard he can hit. I know he's got the cardio, he's got the fight. So I want all you guys to tune in. Is the pay-per-view still going, or is it just running YouTube now?
Nope, it's going to be a pay-per-view. Yep, right. PayPal and Venmo. Or, yes. Yeah, whatever Venmo is. I have no idea.
I'll share the link after this, but everybody check it out. And if you can, get the pay-per-view, because it's going to definitely be fireworks. I expect big things. And no, carry on, guys. I just wanted to sit in for a few and just follow the conversation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now,
you know what time it is, mate. Knuckle up.
Hell yeah.
Here's the deal. So for those who don't know and are unaware, you got called for short notice fights. And the Belfast that you were talking about, where you two gentlemen are met up and had the bare knuckle BKFC tryouts, was Belfast, New York, and at none other than the bare knuckle Hall of Fame, John L. Sullivan's old barn. That's nutty. That's so nutty.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
So when's your fight?
It'll be this Saturday. So the weigh-ins are Friday night. Now I'm all confused with because it's the weigh-ins, I believe, are 5, but I don't know if it's their time in Minnesota or this time. And the fight is, they're saying like between 3 and 4, but I don't know if it's their time or my time. But this promotion, also, I'm so happy that they gave me the opportunity, and Johnny gave me the opportunity. I wish I could pronounce their name the right way. Velhan Promotions.
I think it's Valhalla.
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 It's awesome, to give me this opportunity, and it's so neat. So this promoter has jiu-jitsu matches on that card, wrestling matches, I believe amateur and pro MMA, and then amateur boxing and pro boxing. I mean, that is so cool. You don't see promoters doing that. This guy, gives a lot of people a lot of opportunities, and I get to be the amateur. I get to be the co-main event in the amateurs. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that's what's up right there. That's what's up.
That is literally an MMA or combat. Yeah, MMA, right? Mixed martial arts, right? So everything mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
They do. They also do like night stuff. You know what I mean? Like armored fighting too. I mean, I don't think it's on this card, but they do like old school medieval times, like straight up swords, axes, everything. I watched a video the other day. It's intense, dude. They're straight up. How you doing?
I don't know if I want to do that. I'd lose my head.
but it was intriguing. I mean, it was intense to watch. I gotta admit.
Yeah, that's so cool.
You mean, when people suit up like the Knights of the Round Table and just start swinging? I'm assuming, is there a joust? Is there?
Well, it seemed like it was just like melee. Like it was like 5 dudes against 5 dudes, and they were just swinging swords and battle axes and armor and the whole 9 yards. I saw some dude with his head split open. So I don't know. It seemed pretty cool. I'm not doing it. I'll stop at bare knuckle if you're okay with that. But but it looked cool though. So these guys are into everything.
That's so cool.
It's Valhalla, right? From what my understanding, it's a Nordic, where the Nordic warriors go when they pass on, right? It's heaven, right? It's a heaven for gods, for Nordic gods. So I would imagine, if you're what is it? They have the Viking show, right? And if you're a Viking, that's where you want to go, just to continue the fight. Doesn't matter if your mortality is tested. You know what? Screw it. We're just going to continue on the other side.
Right. So this battle is awesome, because if you die, you're going to the Viking heaven. So it's all good, dude. Just straight up knuckle. Full send, man.
That's it. No, Nate Ram saying interesting show. That's what we do here, man. And the second they said that, I thought about the scene from The Cable Guy.
That's a good movie. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Wait, that's a good movie? I've never heard of it.
You don't like that movie?
It was all right. But
Jim Carrey?
No, that's good.
But I in a bit of total disclosure, I also have never seen a Will Ferrell movie that I liked.
I'm shocked.
Wow.
Will Ferrell's
Okay,
my boy.
Again, total disclosure. I had a before I met my wife, I might have dated somebody who said, and she college educated, and she was just like, "Oh, he's funny. Why is he funny? Because he went to Harvard." That's not no.
That's not why he's funny. At
That's
least not for
weird.
me.
That's so weird.
I'm good. Like the
How good he
stepbrothers, the stepbrothers. Like when my kids are little, they love the hell out of that movie. Like I understand. No, I'm not gonna. That was too dark. I was gonna
Right.
say, but yeah. If they would be in a ditch, I go like, of course they were, because there's like 3 minutes in, I was just like, I'm out. I'm totally out. 3 minutes in, I was just
God.
like,
I can't even keep my phone straight. That's awesome.
yeah. But no, man. So like, after this like crazy year, right? 2020, there weren't a lot of fight opportunities. We had, I mean, we saw it in like pretty much everywhere, right? It happened in California for sure, but other places, right, where fighters would actually, and this is Muay Thai, boxing, MMA, Lethway even, right, would have to go pro just because there's no fights at amateur. The entire scene, I mean, literally, an entire generation of amateur fighters, right, got rushed. So that's a whole generation. It's almost like how, like China, they have the, one child or whatever. Well, now you've got all these boys who they're going to mate with and what have you, right? So the next generation of fighters, who are they going to fight? Right? Because it was an eradication. So, Brendan, like, tell me what that was like to kind of go through that year and knowing, like, the thing that you love so much, like, you couldn't do, even if you wanted to.
Yeah, that was pain in my ass because, everything I wanted to do that I'm doing now, I wanted to do last year, and everything, I screwed up a lot of things, I mean, I should have started this a lot earlier. I'm 30, I think I'm 31. My girlfriend said I'm 31 the other day. So yeah, but everything I wanted to do, I'm finally able to do. But last year it sucked. I was trying to set up pro fights, and a few people that actually did get back to me said they weren't even doing those right now. This was still really early, I think, into the pandemic. But now I'm just moving forward and I'm going to take it fight by fight now. I'm 31. I'm going to keep going.
Now, John, I got to ask, because, again, you were there in Belfast, New York, at the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame, right? What was it about Brendan that you were like, of course, you talked about his ferocious power, right? You held the bag for him. But, like, what more? Because you could have strength. You could look at Anthony Rumble Johnson, right? You could have strength and nothing against him. But does he love combat sports? Does Brock Lesnar love combat sports? Maybe not. Maybe not, right? But what was it about him that were like, he needs to be a part of the Prime Athletics kind of stable?
Well, it's weird because I met up with him like at the last part of the day. Like we'd done like everything already. And it was weird. So like we got in there and we're both spent. I mean, because we had to go through like just dry sparring and all this other stuff. And I mean, we put in a day. So by the time I got to him, we were both spent. And I know how spent I was. So we went and started this off. And I mean, I gave everything I got. But I watched his cardio level exceed mine, like extremely. I was very impressed. Like when I'm sitting there gassed out and sweat's just dripping off me and I'm doing all I can to hold on to that bag. I remember at one point I looked at him, I said, geez, man, can you just not knock me into John L. Sullivan's house, please? Like, because the tent was over here and the house was over there. And I'm like, and he was just throwing thunder. Even when I was gassed, man, we both did really well. I'm not saying like I gassed in the first 5 minutes, but I'm saying that last, what was it? We did 5 rounds or something like that, a bag.
Yeah.
And it was like, round 4 it would be for me. Like I'm up there and I'm just, oh man, and I'm trying it, and he kept encouraging me to keep trucking, even though he could tell I was down. And to me, that's what Prime Athletics is. It's about honesty, loyalty, support. There's a lot of things that make up Prime Athletics. And in the same regard, he had them all right there. I seen it, man. He had the heart, he had the drive. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Why would I not try to help him out and try to get him where he needs to go? Because, yeah, I saw a lot of beasts there that day, but I didn't see a lot of beasts that blew my mind. You know, because I mean, yeah, I'm trying out. I was doing my tryouts too, but I was paying attention to everybody because that was part of my job for going. It was to distribute gear, to get Prime Athletics out there, for me to do my thing, which was the tryouts. But I really was there to scout talent, and I saw a lot of guys. I've reached out to a bunch, but he was there right from the beginning. Right from the time I met him. Like we ended up hanging out through the rest of it, and when we went to the punch meter at the very end, we were all there, same circle, and same loyalty. I mean, same heart. Nobody was like trying to cut the other one's throat. We were all trying to help each other, giving tips, going over what we thought went well, what didn't go well. And to me, that's what Prime Athletics is. If you're not willing, even in a loss or a win, to go forward and help others and to help yourself, because nobody's perfect, then I don't know if that's what we're looking for. But what I saw out of him was exactly that. Same with his teammate, Nick. I mean, the guy was a beast, too. I mean, I'd like to get him signed, but he's with a great team, too, CNC Management. No arguments there, man. They got my vote. So, that's what it amounted to. I mean, I just saw something that day. He's a beast, man. You guys watch. He's taking on an animal this weekend, but he don't know the animal he's taking on. All right? I seen it with my own eyes.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I love it. Nate Wren says semi-pro should have won an Oscar. Okay.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
it was okay, but
yeah. And Tiffany says, "Love you. You're going to be amazing." Shout out to Tiffany.
Thank you, Tiff. Thank you.
Yeah, and no, in terms of the eradication of the amateur scene, or they had to go pro in Mexico. Nope, that is absolutely fact, which I believe Nate Wren did himself. Crazy. And quick MMA question. Do you guys feel that Jennifer Maia might retire Jessica I at 264?
I say no.
I'm with him. No. Will it be close? Maybe. Will it be heavy? Maybe. But retire? No. That's a big term.
Do you feel like Jessica I might be on the chopping block in terms of Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby?
Possibly.
Well, because they funnel them in and out so quick, and a lot of people's careers don't matter to them. So, yeah, everybody's on the chopping block. That's the way I look at it. So,
yeah.
No, absolutely. It's like being born, right? That's 1 second, 1 day, 1 minute closer to death than you were before. So
exactly.
Live your life. Exactly. Live your life. And Nick Villar says cardio for days. Spar.
Hell yes.
There it is.
Totally agree.
Agreed.
One great thing about Jessica I is, I mean, she's such a vet. And there's so many other opportunities now. You got Bellator. You have Ryzen. I don't know what Ryzen is paying. I don't know much about their payment. But you got really,
yeah. No, that's one of the reasons why we were kind of talking off air about Josh Barnett. But Josh Barnett makes sure his guys and gals go to Ryzen or Deep.
Really?
Yeah, he's
really.
I mean, we're talking UFC money for those promotions. It's like,
wow.
Yeah. Well, Japan, whether it be pro wrestling, whether it be boxing. I mean, that's why they did the Teshin Floyd Mayweather New York card, right? Like, the Japanese, they're going to pay more. They respect the sport more. And also, biggest paydays. And
that's where I want to fight.
Dude.
I want to be in Japan. I want Japanese rules. I hate the 5 for MMA, I hate 5 3-minute rounds. 5 minute rounds is cool, but 5 3-minute rounds, there's, I've done jiu-jitsu tournaments. There's never any time to work in 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Just, a 10-minute round is awesome. And then they do 2 5-minute rounds after that. Well, that's a title fight. At least that's the way it was in Pride. So it would be 10 minutes and then a 5-minute round. I think they should do 2 10-minute rounds and then a 5-minute round. I like being able to work in that round. I like working. I like pushing, make your opponent tired, kind of like the Diaz brothers. That's the way I look at it. And you get more time to work, with 5, in the US with the 5-minute rounds, it's so much geared towards wrestlers, and they could just take you down and hold you, where 10 minutes, eventually that guy's going to get tired, and there's a lot more time to work. I'm not crazy about the, like all the stalling cards and the money taken away that Pride used to do. I don't know if like Ryzen does that now. I was never a big fan of that because you feel bad for the fighters. I mean, they're still in there fighting. Why don't you go do it and see how it feels to get money taken from you? But I mean, I understand the concept. They want more exciting fights. Yeah. But I never agreed with that part. But the whole 10-minute rounds, being able to work, I like that. I like the longer the fight, the better.
Yeah, that taking the money away from it, from what I hear, I don't know. It could be hyperbole, but there might have been with Pride, as well as like pro wrestling, All Japan, New Japan, what have you. I don't think I'm talking out of school, where the front rows would be kind of littered with guys in the middle of the summer in full-on sweaters in the summer.
That's so crazy.
You know what that entails, right?
No.
Yakuza.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yep.
Yeah. So
dang.
Yeah, and the reason
why they wear the sweaters.
They sweat because you can't openly have tattoos. You can't in Japan.
You're right, to cover them up.
Yeah. So they got, like they have to. They're respectful of the law.
They're not allowed to have any
crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so that's it. So I think that was I can't confirm it. I wasn't there, obviously. But
I've heard so many stories. I've heard so many dirty stories about Pride.
It's just the transactional. Like sometimes you watch boxing, right? And
boxing's dirty.
Oh, somebody took an envelope before they walked out. Oh, okay. That's what happened.
And I think you'd be surprised how much it still happens, to be honest with you. I mean,
Canelo Triple G. Canelo Triple G.
Yeah. Twice. Both fights.
One little tweak in a fight, one little tweak can change multi-millions and billions of dollars just by one little tweak. Whether it died in the second round versus the third round. That's all that mattered. We're all focused like, they're fixing the end. They're not paying attention in the end. There's other stuff. There's layers to this, okay? It's just like when gambling gets real, man, they might be gambling on how many times he got punched in the first round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or how many he dodged. How much head movement did he have, And that's weird. Gambling gets like gangster when you get that way, man. I mean, they pick and choose little, So, and it's everyday stuff, so he's every bit right. Yakuza is probably rocking the scene, man.
That's saying. So shout out to everyone. That's what I'm going to put out there. Shout out to everyone, because I don't want to go to Japan one day.
We love you all.
Yeah, and
I'm not against any of you.
You're that guy.
Nope, we're not that guy.
The other guy.
We're good.
It's Bill Cosby. That's Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Bill Cosby.
Just saying. Yeah,
man.
I'll sacrifice that guy. But,
I know. I don't know how he got out.
Yeah.
Right?
But okay, so obviously, a big purveyor of mixed martial arts, heavyweights, and what have you, your tryouts and everything. But how does this? And both of you guys might be able to kind of clue me in. But how does this fight on Saturday for Valhalla end up transpiring?
Want me to go first, John, or do you want to go first? You
I think
go
it's
first.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the story of
All
the story I don't know.
Anyways, it goes something like this. Well, like we were in contact anyways, and as like I said, I took him on. He's under our management now, and he wants to fight, man. That's how this happened. As simple as that, man. He's like hungry, like ready to go, hungry, and after we kept talking, I'm like, man, he's ready to go now. Like we can't wait much more. I mean, let's get him in there now. Get this stuff out the way. Let's get him ready for the next step. So I happened to be friends with these guys, and I saw they had an opening for a heavy. I was like, this might work, man. And I watched a little video on the guy, and he's okay. He's nothing to get excited about. And as I said, I held the bag. I know what he can do if he connects. So the big key is as long as he's got his cardio, which we've already talked about, he has his cardio. We should be fine. I mean, my game plan in my head is to cut the distance, get inside, beat him up with your power. I mean, it should be simple. And if you find he's got a little longer reach than we planned on, you know what to do there. So that's how it transpired, though. This is a great matchup against a really good opponent, I think. If he comes out and wins this is going to be amazing. Because not only will that boost him to where we want him to be in this part of the game, but then we're going to be able to, like, build off that because this is not some slouch opponent. This is a good guy. So this will be a good test for us to be able to measure which way it goes, and it should do what we need it to do, which is promote him to the next level. You know what I mean? Get to the next level. Everything's a training stage for the next stage, to the next stage, to the next stage. Even if we lose, we learn from it. We take from it what we saw. We take from it what we could do better, and we fix that, just like we did at tryouts. We both said this. That's the other one of the things that signed me on to him was when we was leaving. We were like, this is stuff we could have done better. I don't remember us getting all like, we did this so awesome. You know, this was our big thing. We were great at it.
Oh, there you go.
It's gone.
Yeah, no worries. But I gotta ask, you were so heavily influenced on MMA, right? So what prompted you to not only do the bare knuckle tryouts, but also take this boxing fight rather than MMA?
Well, I'm a huge boxing fan too. Like John L. Sullivan, his fights, if you look up some of his fights on YouTube, I'll watch them. Those old fights. I'm a big Sonny Liston fan. Joe Frazier, Ron Lyle, George Foreman, Ken Norton. The 70s, the 60s with Floyd Patterson's one of my favorites. I'm a huge fan of his, but I love the. Yes. And in Floyd Mayweather, I absolutely adore his style. His style is probably my favorite style to use in boxing. I mean, no, I'm nowhere near, good like him, but I just think that style is so unique and it's perfect. And James Toney, has that style as well, but his is a lot more aggressive, where Floyd is very defensive. I've been watching boxing forever, but I want to do, before I'm dead, I want boxing, MMA, Letway, Muay Thai, bare knuckle. I want to do every combat sport before I'm dead. And I want to, so when I go in there, fight him, I'm going to win, lose, or draw. I'm going to hurt him. I want to make sure I hurt him. Win, lose, or draw. I'm going to be completely respectful, though. I have no reason to, be nasty or anything. It's just,
no.
Yeah, I don't think I could be like one of those guys. Like, I think I'm too nice to do that. I don't know. We'll see maybe down the road.
Right. I mean, there's certain opponents that will bring that out of you. But I've always been a firm believer, the talking will be done in the cage or the ring or wherever. So
like jiu-jitsu, it's always respect.
Right, and it should be for the most part. I mean, but don't get me wrong. I've seen times where it's time to switch the gears. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Because a lot of these guys, that's what they're here for. And of course, you can't play into it too much because it'll draw emotions out of you. You'll start getting sloppy. You'll start fighting with your emotions and not your game plan. So it's a wise idea to be, as Bruce Lee said, be water. Be water.
Yes.
Always be water. That's the best thing you can ever be. Because you're never one certain way. You're always adaptable. And you never know. I mean, this guy could be a faster guy than you think he's going to be. So, therefore, you got to adapt. Your game plan is now not the same. So,
that's one thing going into this fight is I didn't pick one exact game plan because I wanted to be ready for everything. Like Nick Diaz said, if your game plan doesn't work, then what do? That game plan doesn't work, you're screwed. So I have a lot of different ideas what I'm going to do. The thing that sucks, it's only 3 2-minute rounds. So I'm like, all right, you got and the chances are he's part of Valhalla Promotions. I think I'm going in, to lose. They want.
You are.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm going in to lose.
You're going from Connecticut to Minnesota. I've done this before.
They want him to win. They want him to win. So if I don't put the hurting on him, I have a lot of different ideas in my head. I have a lot of different ways. I know, he's Cuban. I've seen pictures where it looks like he's trained in Cuba. You don't want to just box with a Cuban.
No.
You don't. So, but I have different ideas. I have different ways I could approach this. I'm not gonna just sit back and let him tee off on me, though.
No. But one thing you do have going for you is, as you said, is 3 2-minute rounds. That means you can blow your load if you feel the need. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to sit there and hold the cardio. You know what I mean? You ain't got 5-2. You ain't got 5-3. You ain't got etc. You got 3 2s. That's a pretty good day at the office as far as being able to just unwind and unleash. So, I mean, in theory, you should be able to tee off on the guy and feel good about it. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what. I mean, no matter how good he is, if he's a boxer, take it to him, because that's your only hope anyway. So put the hurt on him. If he hits you, you hit him. And if you return every time, you'll be good, man.
Yeah. And another good thing is, so it was announced that the original venue that they were going to do it in, for some reason they can't. So now it's outside. So hopefully it's not too hot that day. Number 2, they couldn't. This is what I'm excited about. They couldn't get the ring in time. They're using a 24-foot cage. I think that works in my favor. He ain't gonna be able to, bob and weave and move around. When I have him in the corner, it's
gonna be like Nick is in that Trigon. It's the same idea. You're enclosed. You've only got so much space to work with. So therefore, like he's saying, he ain't going to have the footwork he's used to.
He's going to get stuck.
In theory, that's the plan. Yeah.
Yep.
I like it. I'm
excited. We're
excited, man.
I don't know why I'm not nervous yet.
Maybe it's
my friend who's done the Muay Thai said that, you get nervous the day he got nervous when he was starting to get his hands wrapped and everything, and then going out there he was nervous. I'm not nervous yet. I'm actually extremely excited. I was super nervous today about this interview all day, like super nervous. That's like I was like I'm antsy. I have crazy anxiety issues, so I was just like, okay, come on, it's only 3:00. Oh, I want to do this interview. I was terrified about this part. I think the fight's going to be easy because I like getting punched in the face.
Wow.
I like getting hit. I don't know why. I've always liked pain.
Which is anti-Floyd Mayweather as fuck.
Right.
I like it, but it's just like,
But it's crazy because when I box, I love to have fun and I love defense. But at the same time, I like to get hit. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm weird.
I agree. There's something about it. After you've done it a couple times, like you get it out of the way. You know what I mean? Like as a kid, you're like, I don't want to get punched in the face. You know, like it sucks. But as an adult, after I did it a couple times, and your nose goes sideways a couple times, you're like, it's just not there anymore, though. Like it's either the button or nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I agree, because after a while, it just goes numb anyways. It's not like it matters. And as long as you can see, I mean, most warriors love to have blood coming out of them anyways. That's part of the show, man.
I know, Diaz style.
Right. Yeah. I mean, our best photos all involve that. Like, where you all want to see us all clean and cut, you know, the general public. Yeah. They're like, all clean and cut. We're like, our favorite picture is when our head looks like Frankenstein and blood coming off the side. And we got
your ears look like this. You know, they're all screwed up from. I mean, my old coaches, I mean, they had a little cauliflower ear, but they were always so jealous that mine just like blew up like this. After like a few months of training, they just like blew up like crazy. I love the scars, the battle scars. They're the best.
Man, there ain't nothing like combat sports, man. We can talk about deformities with pride versus like Nick Newell, right? Nick Newell can choke out half the fucking population. You can choke out half the population. It's just,
I love that guy.
And I want to know right now, okay, if you want to tell me the UFC ain't rigged and set up for who they like and what they want, okay, because I'm telling you right now, I know Nick Newell. He's off the East Coast. He trained with my guys down here. I'm telling you, that guy should be in the UFC. There should be no question.
Exactly.
And I know he's got a loss or two on his record. Don't get me wrong. But the guy's an animal. I mean, literally let him feed. Why are you not letting him feed? Like, if I had one arm and like half another man, and I'm doing what he's doing, are you kidding me? Like he needs like gold medals and all kinds of crazy shit. And he's doing what guys with 3 arms can't do. So I don't get it.
He's so talented. He's such a talented guy.
Look at
animal.
Yeah, look no further than Jean-Jacques Machado, right? He's born with a deformed hand.
Yeah.
And arguably one of the greatest Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioners ever, and even a better teacher. So, again, you know, it's like what you don't have. When you don't have those, I guess, those normality is what I'm saying.
It heightens so many other senses that you never realized, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
It makes you better. Makes you better.
I think Kelly Clarkson said it best. So, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. Right?
Did he just do that?
Yes, I did.
I did.
Dakota Parker wants to know, what was your guys' favorite part at the BKFC Belfast tryouts?
Go ahead, man.
Well, for me, number one, honestly, and I'm not just saying this, meeting you, because you've given me so many freaking opportunities, John.
Oh,
this is awesome. And then number 2 for me was probably standing in the ring where Apollo Creed trained for Rocky 2. That's, you know, that the actual original ring is still there. That is so cool. And we got to go we got to go inside it. We got to go inside it and train with Leonard Garcia, which was insane.
Leonard Garcia, Lorenzo Hunt, at least when I was in there, I had Leonard Garcia, Lorenzo Hunt, and Tom Schoaf right there going balls to the wall, man. And then my training partner, right, I'm looking around because this is how it went down, you know, and they're like, just like high school, pick a partner. And I'm standing there like the last kid in dodgeball. And I'm looking around going, because I was wrapping my hands, so I didn't get up there in time. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
I was trying to get ready. And I got the best partner. I got Gabby, man. They're like, she comes out of left field, and I'm like, that's my partner.
That's so cool.
And dude, she's laying it down. Anybody wants to know, that girl is fire, man. And she put the hammer down. But you're right, man. To be in that ring, to be in that building, Jesus, I don't even know, man. Like, my heart, I got chills just talking about it right now. All right, but I did something these boys didn't do. I went to the actual because I was invited to the Hall of Fame actual ceremony, the inductions and all that.
And I would have loved to do that.
And I did that before the tryouts. And I'm going to tell you right now, doing that made something happen for the tryouts that were, like, I think if I would have just went to tryouts per se, just I landed there, got out, got ready, and went to that, it would have been nothing like it is for me now. Because I went to the induction ceremony, Joey Beltran getting his hands in the cement, man. Leonard Garcia getting his hands, man. And I'm taking pictures. I mean, they're from like here to my screen, you know, they're that far away. I'm videoing it. I got videos. I got a Prime Athletics signed Hall of Fame glove with like 6 or 7 of them. Zach Kalmus. Who else did I get? I got Joey Beltran. I got, geez, it's killing me. I think I got Leonard Garcia on there. I got this neat moment that happened while I was there. Elvin Brito was going over to get lemonade, man. Lemonade. And I'm sitting there at the table waiting for this all to start. And I walked up to him because I'm friends with him on Facebook and stuff. And Chris Sarro's good friends with him. So, you know, I name dropped real quick. And I told him, I said, man, what's up with that upside down punch you do, man? I said, I love that, man. That's crazy. Anything you could tell me about it? Dude, he puts his lemonade down. He's walking me through it, man. He's like, listen, when you come in, you know, you fucking... And then all of a sudden I feel a tap on my shoulder. And this is why I'm saying this is why it was such a big day for me. Fucking Reggie Barnett tapping me on the shoulder to come into the conversation to teach. But like, he's like, yeah, I like this. He says, I love that punch, but I do this and then I do this and that. And I'm going, I mean, how can I not be a fanboy at that moment, man? And I'm sitting there, and over to my left is Joey Beltran and Bretton Hart and Scott Burt's there. Jeff Houston's behind me, laughing at Scott Burt about something else, you know. Bill Clancy's there, and I mean, everybody is there, man. And it was just so insane. So you add that to the tryouts. For me, it's like, and then to be in John L. Sullivan's presence, it felt like, to me, which is why I called out fucking Shady Grady for shaking the fence and stuff. That's bullshit, man. We're in the house of, it's like going to Bruce Lee's house. It's like going to the Gracie's house. It's like anybody that done something for a sport. You don't stand outside there shaking their fence, trying to break it and act like a retard. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sorry, that's the wrong choice of words. Act like a fool. That's a better way to say that. Sorry. But yeah, and that's why it's like it was such a great event for me. But then that's why I picked him, because it's like nobody called him out for any of his shenanigans either. So there's that.
Oof,
just saying.
Beat him up. When you fight him, beat him up.
Yeah. Jillian Tessa says, love you. You're going to kick ass on Saturday. That is for you.
I love you, beautiful. She's actually going to be my corner. That's my girlfriend. So she's going to be my corner. She's the only one in my corner, and they're going to have a designated cut man for me. John wasn't able to make it, and my teammate, my friend Nick, wasn't able to make it. So,
but I am available FaceTime.
Awesome.
I will try to tune in FaceTime to help her out. So like through the rounds and stuff, because I'll be watching pay-per-view and I'll be on the horn on the phone. So
yeah,
awesome.
Don't Mike Perry. That's all I gotta say. Don't Mike Perry.
Only this once. Only this once.
All right. This one. Zachary Ziggy Johnson, friend of the show, says Johnny Parker. Yes. What up, Johnny Parker? So,
by the way, that's another guy right there. Okay, now I met so many great people at this the historical Belfast tryouts, and he's one of them. All right, for all that don't know right now, this guy deserves to be fighting people right now, and he's gonna be. He's under Smith Combat Management. He's got great representation. Finally, he's in a great place, and I watch him every like a beast. He's in my weight class. That oddly enough, we're still friends. But he's an animal, man, and people need to look out for Ziggy, man, because he ain't messing around either, and he just needs that one good chance. And once he gets it, people are gonna be talking about the kid.
Yeah, because I mean, there was a point during 2020 after he had his last fight, he contemplated retirement. I guess that was short-lived, right?
Well, I think it's just like all of us, like Joey Beltran said at the Hall of Fame. You know, at some point you say to yourself, there's something I left on the table. You know, just like me. Like, I've retired 5 times, for Christ's sakes. You know, I do it every other week. But the thing is that it really does. You can't let it go. That's the problem. If you've got something on the table, like I do, like he does, like others do, you continue anyways. Age ain't in the game plan. None of it's in the game plan until you take care of business. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like, they're like, well, you're not the best fighter in the world. Well, you're not in charge of my brain, okay? Like, I got stuff going on that I need to do. And by the way, if I do this in the street, I'm going to prison. So I would prefer to do it this way. If I die, I die. Just like the movie says, okay? I know that going into this. You don't think I know that? I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? So is the rest of the world. But when you got stuff on the table, you got to take care of it. Just like Ziggy, I bet. You take care of it, and you don't stop until it's finished. I mean, I know what it's like to have a losing record. You know, the guy is an animal. He just got put in the wrong spot. You know, the reason I'd take his record over a 21-0 that got padded. All right. I'd take it in a heartbeat because the kid's got 8 times more heart than anybody, and he's in the gym every day. So,
yeah, I mean, shout out to Zachary Ziggy Johnson, upstate New York represent. I'm just saying. Now, John, before we go, tell everyone about the wonderful company that is Prime Athletics.
Prime Athletics. So many layers to this. One thing you got to get into is we are a great gear company, headed by Sean Rockwell. He's our CEO and boss man and king of the world. We're looking to take over the world with our gear and get the best gear to you. Now, we are Prime Athletics. We have shorts, we have shirts, we have gloves, we have Muay Thai products, we have everything you need in the fight game. But then we have other branches of Prime Athletics, which are the Prime brand, which is we work with special fighters getting their banners, custom shorts, custom banners, custom everything. Then we have Prime for Gold, where we do seminars for everybody and anybody. Like Ben Askren is somebody we've had, and there's many, many others. And for some reason, I want to say Kyle Drake comes to mind. A couple other ones, and so we have that. So we have different subsidiaries to what we're doing. We have Prime Elite Management, which is what I'm trying to get Brendan built up to. By working with me, we get his win column where we want it, get the right sponsors behind him, get the right promotion behind him, and then when it's time to go to the next level, we bump him up to Prime Elite Management. And with Prime Elite Management, we have a lot of warriors on our roster that can help him, help to groom him, help to build him. Same with all them. You have access to so much with Prime Elite Management because we're not only just there to like sign your fight. I mean, like some of these other wink wink management companies that I won't talk about. But we're there because we're loyal to you. We go the extra mile. We do what we can. We have gear for you. We already have your gear. We have your best intentions. We're not trying to make a mint off you. Our goal is to make you the best fighter you can be. So Prime Elite Management has so many levels in itself. So as a Prime Athletics representative, we have many different branches of subsidiaries that are working for us to build the ultimate product. So you're not just stuck with one thing. Like if you signed with Prime Management, you're not just managed. You have gear, you have training partners, you have places to be, you have interviews, just like we hooked him up today. Thank you again, Adam. It's stuff like that because this game ain't just about fighting. It's about promotion. It's about it's a whole much. It's so much of a bigger picture. It's like you need gear. You need money to do this stuff. You've got stuff you need. You know, so that's where we step in. We help you get there. And there's so many guys that could benefit from us. And we're looking to sign some big names coming up. If I can remember correctly, like we are Jameel Jones. I ain't sure. Is that PFL? I believe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And we're looking into them. Him, a great animal, a beast. We got Serena Southpaw on our side, which Adam's done interviews with. And Adam knows a bunch of our guys. But Yeah, Prime Athletics, man. We got everything you need, and we actually have your back. We're not bullshitting with you. We have connections with BYB Extreme Bare Knuckle. We have connections with Bellator, with PFL, with BKFC, with Toe the Line, with all these guys. Except for UFC, oddly enough, but I'm sure we do. Boss Man might, but I don't. So, uh, but we have connections to all of them, to my knowledge. So if you got the goods, we got your back. So get with Prime Athletics, guys.
There it is, and we are
Definitely.
proud. You guys are our proud sponsors. So thank you, Prime Athletics. And speaking of thank yous, obviously Zachary Johnson says thank you. I appreciate and appreciate all you guys. And glad we met at the Bare Knuckle Belfast tryouts. You are an animal. Can't wait to watch your fight. Also, bro, good luck to Brendan on his fight on Saturday. Hell yes. So,
Thank you, Zach.
Brendan,
Thank you, Zach.
yes, the floor is yours. Take as long as you need. As you head into Saturday's fight, let's get some shout outs out of the way, both professionally and personally, that have helped you rise to this echelon to secure a victory this Saturday night at Valhalla.
Well, number one, Nick Villar. He's been helping me train my ass off. Two, great coaches I've had in the past, like Marcio Stembowski, who awarded me my blue belt. Josh Hesser, Charlie McShane, Kirikor. I can never say his last name. These are, great jiu-jitsu practitioners. Jay Jowden from, Whaling City in New London, Connecticut. Just, great people that I've worked with in the past. Kent Ward, Brennan Ward. Just a lot of great people. And then my friends and family, my beautiful girlfriend, and her supporting me through all my shenanigans, and her family, which is my family as well. I just love all you guys. Thank you. And after this fight on Saturday, I want to fight again, preferably MMA and amateur MMA in September or October. And after that, I want to make my BYB, my bare knuckle pro debut. I want to fight Sergey Kiritonov eventually. If I doubt they give me that fight right away, but I want to fight him. I want to fight Mark Hunt. I want Shane Carwin. I want big names. I want guys that are gonna help me put myself on the map. I want to fight these legends. Roy Nelson. I want to fight those guys. Rampage Jackson. Give me real fighters. Give me real fights. I want real fights. I want win, lose, or draw. I don't care if I get knocked out or I knock the guys out. I want to fight these guys. I want their names on my resume. I want to fight them. Win, lose, or draw. So much respect for all those guys. I love them. They're my heroes. Mark Hunt is a freaking hero of mine. But I want to fight him. It doesn't matter if it's bare knuckle or MMA or kickboxing. It'll be really bad to get kicked by him. But I don't care. I want to fight all these guys.
I like it. Shoot for the moon, even if you land short. Yes. You land amongst the stars, man.
Yes.
So that's some star-making potential-ish right there as you head into Saturday. Brendan, thank you so much. John,
thank
you for joining us as well in this impromptu deal.
Hey, bro, just before we get done, can I say one more thing?
Sure.
I got Caleb Kenny coming up August 21st. Caleb the Outlaw Kenny. He's fighting in New Hampshire, and we're fighting for any New England fights. Get your tickets for that. It's going to be gangster. This boy is coming to take some dude's head off, man. Just saying. So I wanted to throw that out there before we got done.
There we go.
Thanks for having me, man.
No worries. And, gentlemen, your social medias. We'll go with you, John.
Parker John 929 on Instagram, and my Facebook is Johnny Parker or Johnny Nightmare Parker. So that's what I got.
Yeah, and sir, Brendan, as you head into Saturday, What can people find you just to follow you and your exploits?
So for Twitter, German Tiger 30. For Facebook, oh God, I don't know. Is it BMB?
Bunch of letters for
BMB.
sure.
Yeah, BMB.
Bree BMB.
Yeah, there you go.
BMB.
Thank you. And then Instagram. Oh God, I don't even know my Instagram. I'm so bad at this stuff. I'm horrible at social
I think it's
media.
close to the. I think it's like BRM, BRE, BMB.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with too. I like.
Yeah, I'm bad. I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Final
guys.
decision.
No, but yeah, it's in the damn description, folks. That's what we're saying. But gentlemen, it has been an honor and privilege of having you guys on, and thank you guys for joining us here at According to Woods. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the According to Woods podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I mean, Johnny, you're sponsoring the podcast, but I'm assuming you also are subscribed, right?
Yes, sir.
Brendan, you're subscribed. You're a guest, right?
Hell yes. I'm subscribed.
Subscribe now. Johnny
Absolutely.
said subscribe, mate. You
There
need
it
to
is.
subscribe now.
I'm just saying.
Number one podcast.
Oh,
No, feel the power! Ah! No, if you don't believe Johnny, you don't believe Brendan, you don't believe me, and I don't know why you wouldn't, but I guess here's Pro Wrestler Zeta Zhang to help convince you.
Hey, this is